for the fastest taxi service in the UK. But she's not just looking for a driver. She's looking for a business partner. Interested? Amazing. You will not regret this. And you'll really be helping Aisha out. Great to see you. You ready for this? Aisha will handle the clients, you handle the driving. You are going to love the driving.
And who are you? Oh, the driver, the one Joel sent. Yes, so the business plan was for a premium taxi service around the UK. You know, get where you're going fast. But with Horizon in town, the definition of fast has changed somewhat lately. So you're hired. Here's your first fare. Oh, I'm Aisha, by the way. You've arrived. Oh, that was quick. Excellent. What was your name again? Never mind. I'll call the passenger for you. Now, first impressions are everything. This has to be fast, clean, and friendly. Oh no, did I clean the car? Yes, I did. I'm sure I did. You'll be taking this one over to the festival. Make sure it goes well.
G'day, how are you? I'm so excited to get to Horizon UK. I went to Horizon Australia and it was amazing. Have you been to the festival yourself? Not a talker, eh? That's okay. Never been to the UK before. I only landed last night. But I'd say the main difference between here and Australia so far is that we're better at everything.
In 200 meters, turn right. Turn right. In 400 meters, turn right.
Wow! Is that the festival? It's massive! Take it back. You Poms might have actually beaten us at something for a change.
Turn right. Turn left.
Crikey! How long did that take? You're not a talker, but you sure can drive. Thanks a lot, mate. See you round like a risso.
So, your first fare went well? It did? Oh, well, that's excellent, isn't it? No time to rest, we've got another one. Local job, there should be a car waiting for you. Go, go, go! I've set the pickup location for you. I don't care how you get there, just get there. right. Park, wait, breathe. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Our next fare is a London cab driver. Just keep it fast and professional, and whatever you do, don't disagree with him. I've put the route in your computer. This is working nicely. I can set it up for you without us having to worry about street numbers and things.
See, in my day, taxi driving was a calling, not a pastime. Now it's all smartphones and touchscreens, though, isn't it? You've got your little sat-nav there. Let's see you get me to Hythe House. Going a bit fast, ain't ya? I mean, I go through London traffic like a hot knife through butter, but I've got the skill and the experience, don't I? Now, see, you should have taken a turn back there. What did I tell you? These gadgets and gizmos are never going to replace good old-fashioned know-how. Oh, hold on. Yeah, this is still the right way. Tell you what I like about your office, though. Nice motor, spacious and comfy. 5-point seatbelts, very swank.
Meters. Turn left. Turn left.
Is this Hythe House? Is that the time? Blimey. Well, guess you did all right then, didn't ya? If you're ever down in London, don't try to pinch any of my fares, eh? Eh?
I don't believe this. Our last fare left a bad review. Way too fast, reckless driving, no conversation, 0 stars. The nerve of him. Oh, well, it doesn't seem to have lessened demand. I've been hoping to increase efficiency, so I went down to the Horizon Auto Show and spoke to a young man named Jamin. He seemed like a nice guy, so I let him make some changes to the car. Not sure what they were. Tell me if you notice any difference. In 200 meters, turn left. Turn left. Just wait here. I'll text the passenger. Oh, wait. Oh, no. The passenger wants a driver that can drive like crazy. You do know how to do that, right?
Hiya, I'm headed for a house on Derwent Water, please. First day and night at the festival have been incredible. Now it's time for the after party. Oh, you're not the driver with the bad review, are you? I was hoping I'd get you. Too fast, too slick, and no talking. Sounds like the best taxi ride ever for a Londoner. Let's go. was fantastic. I came to Horizon for the music. Had no idea I'd actually get to race as well. Jess, it's me. Remember that hilarious Aisha's taxi review we read? I got that driver. Yeah. You're at the party? Cool. I'll be there in, I don't know, about 10 seconds at this rate.
It is safe to do so.
Thank you so much. I have a great festival. Here, I'm giving you a 5-star review right now. If it went higher than that, I would.
So many fares, so many passengers. I'd hire someone to help me process them all, but I'm afraid it would just free me up to panic about something else. Right, here's one. I've set the pickup location. It's way out in the countryside. In 200 meters, turn right. Turn right. In 400 meters, turn left. Turn left. Now where's the passenger? Hurry up before you get rained on. I've calculated your optimum route and uploaded it to your onboard computer, because it's not as if I don't have 1,000 other things to do.
You all right? I'm soaking wet, thanks for asking. And now I'm putting mud all over your nice clean car and... Ugh! Can you just take me home to Broadway, please?
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
You lot from the festival like the damp though, don't you? Slipping and sliding all over the place. know what's funny? Where I'm from, we get rained on about 150 days a year. And we're still surprised when it happens.
In 200 meters, turn right. Turn right. In 400 meters, turn right. Turn right.
I'm gonna go inside and have a cup of tea and a very long, very hot bath. Thanks for saving me. You go enjoy the weather. Glad it's fun for someone.
This is shaping up nicely. Time for a change of pace, though. At least at first. The next segment is about Land Rover, and we'll be starting out with the Type 3. Land Rover, the British sports utility vehicle. But before that, they were actual utility vehicles. Solid, tough trucks, unstoppable over almost any terrain.
In 400 meters, turn left.
The Land Rover Type 3 marks the point where that shift begins, and we'll be looking at what that meant.
Recalculating route.
Land Rovers have taken on almost every task imaginable. They've been generators, tractors and ambulances. They've brought peace and carried medicines to disaster zones. They've even been buses. Over 500,000 Series 3s were built, and over 70% of those are still on the road today. They were extensively exported and built under license abroad. Belgium, South Africa, even Australia and New Zealand. With a robust chassis and signature Land Rover engineering, the Type 3 also marked the first time that buyers could choose interior options, like seat box protectors and cubby boxes. That trend continued, and by 1982, Land Rover were offering the county spec Type 3. Leisure drivers could choose from such luxuries as all-cloth seats, soundproofing and tinted glass. The trend was increasingly clear, and the future of the Land Rover was starting to take shape. If you squinted, you could already see the shape of the first sports utility vehicle, the Range Rover. In 1978, a Series 3 was custom-built for Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. It only had 1,892 miles on the clock when it was auctioned into private hands. And it was in perfect condition. It would be. After all, she trained as a mechanic in the 1940s and will likely remain the only royal able to strip and rebuild an engine. Along with the Range Rover, others would follow. Discovery, Defender, and the Freelander. Each a more sophisticated and enjoyable utility vehicle. But none of them were a replacement for the Type 3. They were a different kind of car. The Type 3 was arguably the first sports utility vehicle, an evolution of the design that would lead ultimately to this. The Bowler Nemesis, an off-road racing vehicle that turned into a production SUV, the Nemesis EXR. It sports a turbocharged 5-litre Land Rover Jaguar engine, crammed into a carbon fibre chassis with integral roll cage. It even has the grille, headlights and rear lights from a Range Rover. And there are no compromises either. With a 0 to 60 time of an unreal 4.2 seconds, all-wheel drive, and the ability to corner near instantly, the Nemesis provides adrenaline and sheer terror in equal measure. This is an all-terrain supercar. That's the only fair description for this. But that's what you get when you build an SUV with Land Rover DNA. Hope you're enjoying yourself. I know I am. It's great to be able to just focus on telling the story while someone else handles the driving for once. Let's get to the next one. This time, it's Lotus. Lotus Engineering Limited began as many stories in British engineering do, in an old barn. The first Lotus cars were offered as kits. You built them yourself. From 1962, they began to actually build the cars themselves. The Elan Sprint showed exactly what they intended to do. Built around a steel backbone with a fiberglass chassis, the Sprint weighed in at a meager 687 kilos parked on the curb. On the road, this translated into brilliant agility and fantastic performance. Designer Colin Chapman famously said, "Adding power makes you faster on the straights. Subtracting weight makes you faster everywhere." He knew what he was talking about.
Turn right. In 100 meters, turn left.
Widely hailed as one of the greatest sports cars of the 1960s, the Elan would be closely studied and emulated, inspiring such masterpieces as the Mazda MX-5. The Elan has all the energy, style, and enthusiasm you would expect. Bold, quick, and fun. So much so that they put it in the name. The Elan Sprint was a financial as well as an engineering success for Lotus, validating their approach to design and resulting in a whole family of light, agile roadsters. Which brings us to this, the Lotus Exige. It's heavier than the Elan, admittedly, but it's faster. Much, much faster. Touch the pedal, the Exige responds with instant, relentless acceleration, as you'd expect. With a 0 to 60 time of 3.8 seconds and a top speed of 170 before upgrades and tuning, the Exige is uncompromising. And there's no power steering, so you can really feel the road. A genuinely thrilling drive, and one that isn't afraid to demand you take it seriously.
400 meters. Turn left. Turn left. In 400 meters, you will arrive at your destination.
And with rumoured launches of 2 new cars in 2020, Lotus looks set to push the benchmark of the experienced sports car well into the next century. Done much rallying? That's a joke. We've all seen what you've been up to. We're doing the next bit on location. You'll see why when you get there.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. meters. You will arrive at your destination.
Ford, that most American of cars. But the Ford Escort, oh, that's British. And more than that, the Escort would become for many synonymous with Group B. In the 70s, Ford had embraced that destiny so firmly that they'd begun their own championships to find new drivers. Drivers for cars like the RS 1800. This was a car designed explicitly for rallying, with a powerful fuel-injected 1790cc Cosworth BDE engine. Are you all right? Take a moment, then let's do that bit again. This was a car designed explicitly for rallying, with a powerful fuel-injected 1790cc Cosworth BDE engine. That was not bad, but could we make it a little more majestic? This was a car designed explicitly for rallying, with a powerful fuel-injected 1790cc Cosworth BDE engine. The RS 1800 brought home 17 World Rally Championship victories for Ford. So, of course, Ford set out to design a better one. The RS 200 Evolution was their answer. A purpose-built rally car designed to do one thing: win Group B. With a 1.8 turbocharged Ford Cosworth BDT engine and all-wheel drive, the RS 200 had perhaps the best suspension platform of any car of its era. Fortunately, Ford built over 200 as part of the homologation requirements for Group B, so you can still find them, if you're lucky. You know, I really like this car. Not that I'd want to drive it for too long. Squeeze yourself in there and let's see just how fast you can make it go. Which won't be too fast. But hey, I could be surprised. The Peel P50 has the dubious honor of being the smallest production car in the world. a one-door microcar coupe, featuring a 42cc air-cooled engine capable of a heinous 38 miles an hour, and a handle so you can pick it up and carry it with you when you get to work. And keep in mind that this is the production version. The prototype had the single wheel at the front. Why would you think that was a good idea? In 2010, though, production restarted at Sutton in Ashfield. So, if you'd like to own the modern incarnation of this, I suppose you can. The Peel P50 has the dubious honour of being the smallest production car in the world. A one-door microcar coupe, featuring a 42cc air-cooled engine capable of a heinous 38 miles an hour, and a handle so you can pick it up and carry it with you when you get to work. It was billed as being able to fit a single driver with a bag of shopping, and it does, if neither are particularly large. And keep in mind that this is the production version. The prototype had the single wheel at the front. Why would you think that was a good idea? In 2010, though, production restarted at Sutton in Ashfield. So, if you'd like to own the modern incarnation of this, I suppose you can. Hey there! How about a car with some actual legroom and some actual speed? This section's about what happened when McLaren decided to make a road car. You're going to enjoy this. The track and the road have very different requirements. For McLaren, that was a challenge they were more than willing to embrace. In 1988, they set out to create the finest sports car the world has ever seen. By 1993, they had achieved their goal, and the honestly fantastic F1 was the result. 106 would be built across all variants, and it remains one of the very best road cars ever made. The F1 has no turbocharger. That would have compromised the driving experience, increased complexity, and resulted in turbo lag. The F1 is a naturally aspirated supercar, one of the fastest in the world, in fact. Everything about this car is innovative, from the carbon fiber monocoque to the central driver position. McLaren threw the book away when they designed the F1. Then they wrote a better one. The F1's monocoque chassis is incredibly lightweight, only 100 kilos all told, which posed a significant challenge because carbon fiber and fiberglass aren't great insulators. So, McLaren lined the entire engine compartment with gold. McLaren's racing heritage is so deeply ingrained in this machine that when they took it to Le Mans in 1995 and faced off against purpose-built racing machines, they won. So, with something like the F1 to live up to, where do you go next? Well, you throw the book away again and write an even better one. The result is the McLaren P1, a hybrid electric sports car that stands head and shoulders above the F1. The P1 GTR will hit 60 miles an hour in 2.4 seconds. That's 0.7 seconds faster than the F1. That's an eternity for a supercar. The car's blistering performance is delivered by a twin-turbo V8, supplemented by a McLaren ECU electric motor and instant power assist system. And they do mean instant. Remember those problems with turbo lag? McLaren solved that with the hybrid drive. While the turbos build pressure, the electric motor drives the wheels. No turbo lag, just torque. And because it's a hybrid, it has an all-electric range. Running on batteries alone, that's 6.2 miles. A bit more if you're going downhill. I quite like sleeper cars. Did Alex ever tell you the story of what we got up to in Colorado? There was this sleeper car competition, you see. Let's just say no one was ready for the sunbeam. Lotus never quite let go of the upgrade game. So in addition to building their own supercars, they upgraded cars from other marques too. The Lotus Carlton was one such aftermarket upgrade. Lotus took a respectable four-door Vauxhall saloon and turned it into a supercar. From the outside, there are a few signs that this is something special. Wider wheel arches, that sort of thing. But under the bonnet, that's where the magic starts. Engine capacity was increased to 3.6 litres, and twin Garrett T25 turbochargers were added. The engine block was reinforced, and new crankshafts were forged by Opel and machined in Germany.
At the roundabout, take the third exit.
The tyres were widened, and the tyre compound from the Lotus Esprit was used. To handle camber change issues, they put in the self-leveling suspension from the Opel Senator. The only upgrade they didn't put in was an electronic speed limiter. All of this resulted in the Lotus Carlton, designated Type 104 by Lotus. A 177 miles per hour supercar, masquerading as a four-door saloon. Only 950 of these custom gems were built, and they've become something of a modern classic. The Lotus Carlton was an example of how to turn a saloon into a supercar, but that's not the only thing Lotus got up to. In 1979, Chrysler approached Lotus to create a strict rally version of their Sunbeam three-door hatchback. Lotus, as you might imagine, rather enjoyed the challenge. They took the rear-wheel drive hatchback and changed everything that matters. They stiffened the suspension, improved the anti-roll bars, and widened the transmission tunnel. The Lotus Sunbeam was revealed to the public in 1979 in Geneva to widespread praise in the motoring media. We'll reset and take that section again.